Now to Jimmy Kimmel revealing he tried to lure Stephen Colbert back to late night, but was shut down.
Are you hiring? I'll be Guillermo's sidekick.
He's hosted the same show for over 20 years, through election cycles, award seasons, controversies, and a pandemic.
ABC announced that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be removed indefinitely from the air due to the comedian's comments on the killing of Charlie Kirk, with the official statement from Nexstar Media Group reading, quote, "Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our nation's political discourse."
And now Jimmy Kimmel is handing the desk over to other people for 2 full months, not a week off, 2 months. And in an industry where late night hosts have historically clung to their chairs like it's a life raft, that decision is genuinely unusual.
We're critical of Trump supporters and the president himself over how they were handling the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk murder and saying they were using it for their political gain.
So what's actually going on here? Is this a sign of something bigger happening to late night television? Stay with me, because the context around this makes it a lot more interesting than a simple holiday.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn watching their own funeral when all this stuff happened, and to be here and to see that people reacted to it.
Here's what we know. Jimmy Kimmel is taking a 2-month break from hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live, his ABC late night program. During that stretch, several guest hosts will take over the desk.
Indefinitely is what they've said. Donald Trump later called the move great news for America, quote unquote, and congratulated ABC for its courage in a social media post. He also went on to say that other stand-up comedians with these shows should also be removed at some point.
That's the announcement, and on the surface, it's simple enough. But the length is what makes people pay attention. Late night hosts take breaks all the time. A week here, a couple of weeks in summer, reruns over the holidays. That's normal and always has been. 2 months is a different category entirely.
Kimmel Live, a protest is just starting to form here with people demanding the return of Jimmy Kimmel. It has been, again, a pretty chaotic couple of hours here in the front and the back of the studio where it is filmed. But at 6:19 this evening, as we show you this video, NBC captured Jimmy Kimmel leaving Jimmy Kimmel Live, and the studio's here. This is the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, the only late night West Coast.
That's not a holiday. That's a genuine step back from a daily broadcast. So let's talk about why that might be and what it fits into. First, the obvious human element. Kimmel has been doing this since 2003. Think about what a daily late night show actually demands. You are producing a fresh hour of television with fresh jokes about the news.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Essentially every weekday. There's no reruns of your own material. There's no coasting. Whatever happened in the world that day has to be turned into comedy by that evening.
Jimmy Kimmel will return to the air tomorrow night. Disney, the parent company of ABC, said in a statement that we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country.
Do that for over 2 decades, and the arithmetic gets brutal. He's been doing this longer than some of his viewers have been alive. And Kimmel has been unusually open over the years about the personal side of his life, particularly around his son's health. He's used his own platform to talk about experiences most hosts would keep private. So this is someone who has never treated the desk as purely a performance.
With the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
That was followed by harsh reaction from FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who appeared on the podcast Wednesday.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct and take action.
But here's where it gets more interesting, because this isn't happening in a vacuum. Late night television as a format is under real pressure right now, and has been for several years. The economics have shifted underneath the entire genre. Think about how people actually consume this content now. Very few people sit down at 11:30 at night and watch a full episode as broadcast.
Continuously on his From The Late Show, please welcome Stephen Colbert.
They watch a 4-minute monologue clip on YouTube the next morning. They see a guest interview cut out and posted to social media. The show gets consumed in fragments on platforms that don't pay anything like what a network broadcast slot used to be worth. That's created a genuine problem for the business model. The audience for the clips is often huge.
Jimmy Kimmel!
The audience for the broadcast is much smaller than it once was, and advertising follows the broadcast. Across the industry, that pressure has produced real consequences. Budgets have tightened. Shows have been shortened, restructured, or ended. The number of nightly network talk shows is smaller than it was a decade ago. So when a host takes 2 months off and hands the desk to a rotation of guests, it's reasonable to read that as more than one person needing rest. Now, let's talk about the guest host approach because it's actually a clever move for a network.
Fires are kind of near your place, right?
Yeah, like 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah, all right. Well, we are happy to be here now. We have a lot to get into, but before we do, a quick programming note. We will be off tomorrow night out of respect for our colleague and friend Stephen Colbert and the writers, producers.
Guest hosting has a long tradition in late night, and it serves several purposes at once. It gives the regular host genuine time away. It gives the network a chance to see how different personalities perform in the chair. And it gives comedians who don't have their own platform a shot at a national audience. Some very significant careers have been launched or accelerated by guest hosting stints. When someone unexpected lands well behind that desk, people notice, and it changes their trajectory. There's also a business logic here. A rotating cast can generate curiosity from viewers who might not tune in for a standard episode. Each guest brings their own following. In a fragmented media environment, that's not nothing. But there's a risk too, and it's worth being honest about it. Late night shows are built almost entirely on the personality of the host. That's the product. People don't tune in for the format, they tune in for a specific person's take on the day. When you remove that person for an extended period, you're testing whether the audience is loyal to the show or to the individual. 2 months is a long test.
But it does have a line, the Kimmels weren't wealthy, but they weren't struggling either. They were in that sweet spot of American middle-class life where dreams seemed achievable and laughter came easily around the dinner table.
That's pretty spot on. This AI is terrifying.
And this connects to a much larger question hanging over the genre. What happens to late night in the next decade? Consider the landscape. The people who define this format for a generation are, in many cases, deep into their careers. Meanwhile, the audience that would traditionally have aged into watching them is watching something else entirely. Podcasts, streaming specials, short-form video, creators who talk directly to a camera with no network, no studio, and no 11:30 time slot.
FCC Chair Brendan Carr then went on a right-wing podcaster's show, Benny Johnson, saying that the FCC could revoke ABC affiliate licenses in response, saying, quote, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct and take actions on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead."
A comedian who might once have aspired to a network desk can now build a bigger and more loyal audience independently and keep far more of the revenue. So the pipeline that used to feed late-night television has partly rerouted itself somewhere else. None of that means the format is dying tomorrow. There's still real value in a nightly show that responds to the news, still real cultural weight in these institutions, and still a genuine audience. But the shape of it is changing, and everyone in the industry knows it, which brings us back to why this particular break registers as significant.
And doing everything they can to score political points from it.
We were just about to walk in. Interestingly enough, they waited to pull the plug on this right as the studio audience was about to walk in. It wasn't like this morning or last night. They waited for everyone to come in to work today, They didn't tell us what had happened. They just said that the show was canceled. Initially, my concern was, I hope everyone's okay, no one got injured.
If a host at the peak of a stable, thriving format takes 2 months off, nobody thinks much about it. If a host takes 2 months off during a period when the entire genre is being questioned, people start reading into it. That's just how this works. So what should we actually take from it? Probably the simplest and most human explanation, honestly. A man who has produced a daily television show for more than 20 years is taking a substantial break. That's a reasonable thing to do, and arguably overdue.
He would call me, he'd send me notes all the time, big stuff, little stuff, whatever, telling me, oh, this was so funny, I love this, I'm so proud of you, I'm so happy that we get to be together all the time. He would tell me how lucky he was. He was just a great older brother, no baggage, all love. There's no one in my life I felt more comfortable with. He was the godfather to my son, Kevin.
The industry context makes it more interesting, but it doesn't necessarily make it more mysterious. What it does highlight is something worth appreciating. The kind of show Kimmel has hosted 5 nights a week, responding to whatever the world does that day, is one of the most demanding formats in television. It looks effortless, which is precisely the point, and that's exactly why the effort is invisible. 2 months away from that is not a lot to ask. Whether the desk feels the same when he returns, and whether the format itself looks the same in a few years, is a genuinely open question.
Welcome, Mr. Colbert. Thank you very much. Oh man, I hope they put out the plastic ketchup bottles at the White House tonight.
But for now, the answer to the headline is probably the least dramatic one available. He's earned a break. So what do you think? Is this just a well-deserved rest, or a signal about where late-night television is heading? And which guest host would you actually tune in to watch? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Star Pulse for more of the stories behind the headlines.